All right, everybody, thank you for coming again to my YouTube channel. I've got my next video here. You're probably looking at me and thinking, this guy went somewhere interesting, right? He's got the tan. He probably went on a cruise or something. I was metal skiing. All right. If you don't know what that is, I've become obsessed with it. I'm actually pulling native plants, somewhat like weeds, out of my covert and then just replanting them on my property. But it looks awesome. It costs me no money. And I love that kind of stuff. I'm always making furniture with pallets and things like that. One day I'll post the photos. I even had my bed was made out of pallets. It came out really nice, as a matter of fact. My desk right now, where I'm working from, is actually made from reclaimed wood. So why not do it with plants as well? So look up metalscape if you know what it is. I love it. So now that we got my tanning issues out of the way, what are we going to talk about today? And today we're going to talk about tax refunds. And it's very important because when you're talking about tax refunds and you're filing for bankruptcy, this could be an issue. As you see here, I made it nice and simple. Trustees love tax refunds. It's very easy for them. It's easy pickings. How easy? Well, let's look at it this way. Suppose, and let's go over again what exempt is. Exempt is basically property that's protected in bankruptcy. Let's say the magical number in your state, because it changes per state, is $2,000, right? And let's say you're over exempt by whatever, $5,000, right? You're over exempt 3K. The trustee, whatever that exemption is, if it's not cash, it's like furniture. Trust me, they don't want it. How much are they going to sell your furniture for back and get the money back? A lot of times it doesn't make any sense. But what if these numbers are different? What if this is a tax refund instead? Then it's very simple. All they got to do is say, hand over your tax refund to me, and they're going to get that money, and then they're going to disperse it among all their creditors. So that's why tax season is very important. And I know the general belief is if you're filing for bankruptcy, you're short on cash, and the trustees shouldn't be allowed to take your tax refund, but they're allowed. That's the bottom line. Some states do allow to a certain amount, but focus on the exempt issues. Is it exempt or is it not exempt? The problem also with tax refunds is that's a good time to pay your lawyer. You probably saw your lawyer a few months earlier. You didn't have the money. You said, I'll come back during tax season, pay you in full, and I'm done. I don't have to worry about this. But again, what are the exemption issues? Now, if you're fully exempt, it's not an issue. If you're partially exempt, let's say you went over the amount, but then your attorney got paid with that refund, then you're okay. The problem is when your attorney's already paid and there's money left over that's not protected in a tax refund, that's when the trustee is going to say, hand over that money to me. And like I said, it's just easy pickings for them. Think about it. If you're selling furniture, if you're selling a car, you have to go to an auction, sell it, pay the auctioneer, transportation costs, transfer titles, all that costs money. Versus just let me take 4 grand out of your tax refund or 4 grand out of your checking account, and the problem's resolved nice and easy, and they don't have any work to do. Now, the problem with tax refunds is this one. This was the one that gets me right here. I've always said I could make more money if I wasn't so honest, and I'm being honest when I say that. You can trust me after saying that. I would literally tell clients, you're going to lose your tax refund. What do you do? Well, come see me in 4 or 5 months, and then you'll be okay. Most lawyers won't tell you that. They'll just take your money, they'll hire you, you hire them, and then they'll file. Then when you go to court at the 341 meeting, which is the first time you go to court, you'll find out about this issue. You'll look at your lawyer. The lawyer's like, oh, the trustee wants your tax refund. Nothing I can do about it. Your lawyer should be able to do something about it. As a matter of fact, I would say if you're going to file somewhere in the month of November and December already, the trustee might be looking into your tax refund. And if you're definitely filing after that, like January, they're definitely asking for your tax refund. So once you get around December for sure, if your lawyer is not talking to you about tax refunds, I'm being honest, go get another lawyer, one that's going to mention these potential issues to you, because it's very easy, to lose a tax refund when it's not your tax refund. When you lose 5 grand, it doesn't hurt me. It's not my 5 grand. But lawyers have to do what's best for their clients, and that's what's best for them. So always keep that in mind. Now, what do? You got this tax refund coming. Let's say your lawyer did talk to you about it. It's very simple. We're just going to delay the case. We're not going to do anything else. How long are going to delay the case for? I don't know. Really depends on the facts of the case, and how much you get back. Maybe it's not enough to be a concern. Maybe it's a large amount. Then the answer is you have to spend that money little by little and consider filing in a few months. A few months could be April, May, June, July, August. But once again, once you get to around the end of November, Thanksgiving holiday, definitely in December, start worrying about the tax refund again because you don't want to lose that money. It's your money, you work for it, but the trustee can take it. Now, the problem is, let's say you go ahead and you delay your case, right? But the issue is, you already got a lawsuit pending here. And what are you going to do? Delay this case for another 4 or 5 months? You're going to have to make a financial decision there. There have been plenty of times where I've had clients that are in that position that I say, look, I know you're going to lose your tax refund, but when are we going to file this case? The more you delay it, every 2 weeks they're going to take money out of your paycheck, and then what? We're going to end up just delaying this and end up spending more than if we just give the trustee the tax refund. So realistically, this is what it comes down to. You're going to have to do some math. You have to figure out what the tax refund is, how much money they're going to be taking out of your wage garnishment, and make a decision. You are choosing between the lesser of two evils. I get that, but this is all about money, right? If I had money, I wish it was raining money right now. If I had money, but that's not the situation we're in, right? We have to look at what is best for you. Is it best that I lose my tax refund now, or continue to lose anywhere from 15 to 25%, depending on the state you're in, that they're garnishing your wages, and meanwhile you got bills to pay. So if out of every $100 you're losing $25, this is going to change your finances. So it might be better just to cut your losses, get rid of that tax refund, and do the fresh start, as we all say in bankruptcy. All right. So there's your lesson on tax refund, but very important lesson because it could cost you a lot of money. Think about this. If you pay your lawyer between $1,500 to $2,500 to file for your bankruptcy, and you lose another $5,000 because your lawyer did not tell you about the tax refund, your lawyer cost you $7,500. He didn't cost you $2,500. That's the way you have to look at it. You have to make sure that that is a question you ask your lawyer. I even have a blog post on some of the questions that your lawyer should ask based on the questions that I ask my clients. I'll post that in the comments below, so you can look into it. So you can also have an idea of some of the issues that are presented when you're talking to a lawyer and you're talking about filing for bankruptcy. I know clients get that deer in the headlights look. They get confused, and usually the second they get out of the office, here's my cell phone, they call, go, wait a minute, I came up with something else. And that's common because you're stressed out, you're worried about these issues. First time you find yourself in this position, most likely, nobody wants to see a lawyer until they need to hire one. So I get it. So sometimes it's better to have a list of questions already prepared. You don't necessarily have to read over them. If it's an experienced lawyer like me, I feel more than happy to take over the conversation and ask you the questions to worry about all the issues. All right. Now, if you have any questions about this, you can always post them in the comment section below, and I'll respond to you. Or if you have another question, you want to go ahead and send me an email directly, I can post your questions in the reader's question forum, and I'll even make a video out of it. All right. Now, for those of you, as always, I always talk about the students that are using my textbook wherever they're taking their legal studies or paralegal courses. Continue reading the blog. It's always a great way to supplement the information that's not only in my textbook, but any other textbook that you're reading. It's always, the textbooks are great, but you got to go outside of that. Okay. And that's where blogs and reading other materials is always going to help you out. And of course, I'm on social media. Hit me up on social media. You talk to me there. I'll respond to you as well on social media. All right. So take care, everyone. Time to produce this video. So I will see you hopefully again tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Bye bye, and have a good rest of your week.